This is a pretty big prophecy. It focuses on Friday, 9th of March 2018. But there's been a lot of dates that I have flagged and then mentioned the things that have happened on those dates. And Friday the 9th is the last one. Friday, 9th of March 2018. This is meant to be a message against authoritarianism and a message against religious hypocrisy. It's the prophecy of Jacob Wetterling from Minnesota and Nathan Breeze from Victoria in Australia. Two angelic boys with their oracles, their signs, their omens, their clues in nature and beyond. I heard a evangelical pastor saying that the enemies of Donald Trump are snakes. So I mentioned this to Jacob and Nathan, and they said, snakes, huh? Yeah, okay, we can be snakes. If the enemies of Donald Trump are snakes, then I guess we are snakes. So we became snakes, and we continued with our prophecy. And we added some more dates. This was, I think, Nathan's idea, to start with 9 dates. 9 dates starting on Friday, 9th of February, and ending on Jake's birthday, Saturday, 17th of February. So 9 dates in a row. And today is Tuesday, 13th of February. 9 dates in a row. Took them a while to get that through to me. I'm often a little hard of hearing, a little slow on the uptake. But eventually Nathan and Jacob got their message through. 9 dates in a row. 9 dates in a row. Then Friday, 9th of March, 2018. Jake is Satan, obviously. Snake boy, serpent boy. Not a hypocrite. Honest. Bold. Bold, honest. Jake and Nathan. Last night, Cyclone Gita hit Tonga. Tonga's looking a real mess today. And that's why climate change denial in 2018 is really dumb. There's people dead in Tonga today. Dead equals 14. Brat equals 41. The dead brat. Dead plus brat equals 55. That's why you see a love heart next to Saturday, 17th of February. It's Jake's birthday. But Jake was actually born on a Friday. That's why there's an asterisk next to Friday, 16th of February, 2018. And tomorrow is Wednesday, the 14th of February. The date of the bonfire heart. The bonfire heart of Nathan Breeze. Bonfire heart of Nathan Breeze from Kinglake West. A boy who died in a bushfire. Jake is Satan. Let's play something.
Informed Australian.
Who needs to watch Heads Up? Philandering Pollies and their paramours might want to check out if they're going to be front page tomorrow. Gutless Greens attacking decorated generals. I want to know if they're going to be sued tomorrow. And what's the most...
You want to know if they're going to be sued tomorrow? Jim Mullen, he posted a little while ago now, it was last year, on his Facebook he posted a couple of things from Britain First. They're an extremist right-wing Muslim-hating group. A group who probably wouldn't think to mention that a few thousand people have just been murdered in Myanmar by the Buddhist majority Myanmar military, who literally just tried to commit ethnic cleansing against a minority Muslim population called the Rohingya. You probably won't hear that being mentioned too much by Britain First, because they are a right-wing, Muslim-hating, supposedly Christian group. And I have a little issue with that. In fact, that's the reason I don't go to church anymore. I don't go to church anymore because I'm sick of hypocrites. I don't like political authoritarianism disguised as democracy, and I don't like religious hypocrisy. It kind of makes me sick. And that's why the angelic boys have decided to get in touch with their serpentine side to make a prophecy against religious hypocrisy. Yes, the bonfire heart of Nathan Breeze, the boy who died in the Black Saturday bushfires. I also heard Jim Mullen saying there's been no major disasters recently in Australia, and the Greens are just exploiting that space, that space that's available. At the same time he was saying that, there was quite a few people died from the heat wave on the very same day in Melbourne and Adelaide. So not all disasters are spectacular, and climate change is anything but easy to see. It is one of those things that you can't see greenhouse gases. You do sometimes have to look into the science of something and understand the science and accept the science in order to do something about a problem. And failure to do so can actually sometimes lead to mass casualties. There are casualties today in Tonga that's just been hit by a very powerful cyclone, the worst in at least 60 years for that island nation. Nathan Breeze died in Australia's worst bushfire disaster. It was the anniversary of that disaster on the 7th of February, which was one of the dates in my prophecy. There you can see it. Wednesday, 7th of February 2018, and Friday the 16th of February, 9 days later, is the anniversary of Ash Wednesday. The anniversary of Ash Wednesday, the date with the asterisk. The anniversary of the 1983 Ash Wednesday bushfires this year falls on a Friday. Ash Wednesday itself is the 14th of February. Dead. There are lots of dead people in Tonga today. The dead brat is Satan. Jake is Satan. 21st of the 12th was when I heard the song Bonfire Heart come on the radio. I was listening to Mix 106.3. Canberra's Mix 106.3. That song came on the radio just after I said, I think something's going to happen on Nathan's birthday. At that stage I didn't know when Nathan's birthday was. Turns out Nathan's birthday is the 24th of November. He was born on Friday, the 24th of November. Jake was born on Friday, the 17th of February. This year Jake's birthday falls on a Saturday. I've got a friend who was born on Saturday, 9th of March, 1991. This year his birthday falls on Friday, 9th of March, 2018. It's the end date of this prophecy of Jacob Wethling and Nathan Breeze. Their message against religious hypocrisy, and nowhere is religious hypocrisy more obvious today than in the Republican Party in the USA. I'll get to that in a second, but the 21st of the 12th was 55 days before the 14th of the 2nd. The value of the word Satan, 55. Love equals 54, and it was the very day after this, it was on the 22nd of the 12th, that I found out Nathan's birthday is Friday the 24th. Today happens to be 24 days before Friday, the 9th of March, 2018. Is something going to happen on Nathan's birthday? Well, that's not till November. It's a long way away. At the time, I was focused on the possibility of Mount Agung erupting. I thought Mount Agung might erupt on the 22nd of December. Didn't happen. But a few things did happen on that day. Tropical storm Tenbin decimated the Philippines, the southern Philippines, Mindanao. Mostly Muslim down in the south of the Philippines. A lot of people died from Tropical Storm Tenbin. Also on this date, a meteor exploded over Canberra, or it created a sonic boom. So it kind of belly flopped into the atmosphere. That was at 9:26 p.m, Friday 22nd of December 2018. On the 21st and 22nd of December, I really felt the spirit of Nathan Breeze. I felt his spirit. And I really felt his spirit when I heard the song Bonfire Heart play on the radio, straight after I said, I think Mount Agung might be going to erupt on Nathan's birthday. Well, I was thinking Nathan's birthday might be soon. It's actually not till next November. Maybe something will happen on Nathan's birthday. But what's going to happen on Wednesday, 14th of February, Ash Wednesday, Valentine's Day, the day of the Bonfire Heart? What's going to happen on Friday the 16th of February? What's going to happen on Jake's birthday? Something. And what's going to happen on Friday 9th of March? It's interesting because the 22nd, the date when I found out that Jake's The date when I found out that Nathan's birthday is the 24th, that he was born on a Friday, the 24th of November. That date is exactly 54 days before Valentine's Day. 54 is the value of the word love. Love equals 54. I probably should have written that on my thing. I should have added love. Love equals 54. Love. There's not always much love in Christian conservatism. That's something I've noticed. And love is the number of days between the 22nd of the 12th, Friday, the 22nd of December, 2017, was 54 days before Valentine's Day, before Ash Wednesday, the date of the bonfire hut. Like I said, nowhere is religious hypocrisy more evident than in the Republican Party in America today. They closed down the government. They shut down the government because they said Barack Obama was spending too much money. Since they got into power, since Donald Trump took power, became president, he has dramatically increased US defense spending, military spending in the US, and they're just spending like crazy. The deficit, they're pushing the deficit up. So hypocrisy to the extreme. And they just don't care. It's so obvious they do not care about America. And I actually think America is being it's crazy what's happening there under Donald Trump. And I think Australia and America are truly in danger if they keep going down the path of following religious conservatives. I think they're going to end up in a whole world of pain, actually. A whole world of pain. And Nathan Breeze is someone who knows all about what a whole world of pain feels like. Because he died in the Black Saturday bushfires. He died on Wednesday. He died on Saturday, the 7th of February, 2009. And the anniversary of his death this year was a Wednesday. And 7 days later, it's Ash Wednesday, the 14th of February. It's interesting. It's confusing. There's a lot of dates, there's a lot of things going on here. It's confusing. Life is confusing. Love is simple. And the 22nd of December was 54 days before Valentine's Day. The 21st of December, when I first heard Bonfire Heart, was 55 days before Valentine's Day. 55 days before Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday is Valentine's Day in 2018. So let's play a news story to showcase religious hypocrisy of conservative Christians in 2018.
And what's the most outrageous headline in the NT News? That's why you need to watch Heads Up.
To Washington now, and the US president has unveiled his second budget to bolster military spending and a request for funds for the Mexican border wall and opioid treatment programs. The budget will also include $200 billion for infrastructure spending. For more on this, I spoke to Washington Post economics correspondent Heather Long.
Well, it's in line with what we've heard previously in the sense that he likes to throw around really big numbers that don't really have a lot of basis in reality. So for this infrastructure proposal, he's saying that $200 billion in federal money from the U.S. government would somehow generate $1.5 or $1.7 trillion of new investments in roads and bridges and ports in the United States. And the way he gets from $200 billion to over $1.5 trillion is he believes that we're going to basically see the same thing in the United States that we've seen in Australia, with a lot of private money coming in. The problem is you can't toll every single road in the United States.
In relation to these sorts of dollars being spent, of course, we've seen the government shut down negotiations with the Democrats, and not a lot of complaint really from Republicans about the ever-rising levels of debt. Where is that debate at when it comes to Capitol Hill and the previous positions held by Republicans on the debt level?
You're right. There is no more debate in the United States, at least in the Congress right now, in the White House, about spending more money than we have. It is simply spend, 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 and run up the debt. The president's budget today confirms that. Last year when he put out his budget, he tried to say, oh, if we made a lot of cuts to our Social Security and safety net programs for the poor, and we assume really great growth, then in about 10 years we'll balance the budget. They're not even pretending to do that in the budget that was released today. The reality is that's not possible. And what we're seeing in the United States is even more borrowing. We're hitting $1 trillion deficit probably next year in 2019, possibly even this year, because we've increased our military spending so much and now also increased our domestic spending. So there's just no end in sight to the borrowing. The question, of course, will the Chinese, Japanese, and other governments keep buying U.S. debt, or will we have a real problem in the bond market?
That's Heather Long, economics correspondent at the Washington Post. Let's go now to